Hey, it's Andre, and welcome to an action-packed Friday flying update, and what a week. Unfortunately, Wednesday I was unavailable for the Flight Test After Hours podcast about the FAA situations going down in the States. I highly recommend that you check out flighttest.com and all the details regarding the policy changes that the FAA has rolled in, and really listen to the podcast. There's actually two of them from the Alex and Austin put one out, plus Chris, Wayne, and Fred and Mike were there talking about all the things that have changed and why they've changed, and I highly recommend you pay very close attention to that, because it is obviously something very important to the hobby as a whole. Now, let's get on to some good flying stuff, or not so good flying stuff if you're an FT racer. So, over the last weekend, James and I were trying out the EDF version of my FT racer. First flight was fine, it was a little wild and everything. I took some weight out of the nose, and unfortunately that made the poor aircraft very tail heavy, and well, this is what ended up happening. It's kind of been broken into two pieces, and it's done. Now, I know a lot of you are going, and then a lot of you are going, yay! It's time. There's so much glue and everything. At what point, do you say, okay, I'm trying to save a foamy airplane? So I'm going to retire this thing and come up with something over the holidays and build something new to fly up against my dad's Spitfire or another FT racer, who knows, Mustang. It's hard to say. So that's done. So out with the old, in with the new kind of thing. In the mail this week, there was a shipment that came in from Banggood, and that's some new props, some 6x4 5 gem fans, and some prop adapters on the top, so I don't have to run the stock hardware. I've got some backups now and some spares, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what I can do with these and see if the endurance is better, if the handling's better. I have gone in and retimed the motors so they all kind of are more in sync. Then I should probably slap on an FPV rig and just see what this thing can do finally. So we'll have some fun with that. I'll report back on the Runner 250 and see if my impressions still remain the same. The Pawnee, I had it out flying. There is some limited video. I wasn't happy with the video I was getting. I want to try and get out to the other field and land where I was flying previously, but take the camera on the tripod and do some flybys. So I'm getting used to the airplane. It still does some weird stuff in the turns. To me, it feels like a sloppy warbird, if that makes any sense. I could be completely wrong, but my impressions, I'm not there yet. I know I can get this plane working right, and Chris and I have been talking about doing coordinated turns and doing a little bit more mixing into the radio and just getting better at it. One thing I do like about the change I've made is, those 4-inch tires that I picked up from Hobbyking a while ago. That makes a big difference, I felt. And you'll laugh, in one of the videos I put out on social media, the lineup is beautiful, and she's coming in and it looks good on approach, and I get hit by this big gust of wind as I'm touching down, and the plane just poof lifts off on its own, and the flaps are up and everything. So I'm like, okay, gotta get used to it, but I'm getting there slowly. I'm not gonna say that it's not a bad plane. I'm not going to say it's a good plane yet, but for what it is and what it costs, I expected, I think, a little bit more. So we'll get there. I think I'm still going to fly it really hard this winter and really enjoy it. So, and you were looking at this, weren't you? Battle of Britain DVD Spitfires. So over the week, Hobbyking, Durafly released the Spitfire. Oh, I like that plane. Like the P40 and I have a good relationship, even though I haven't flown it, and I'll get to that in a minute, but oh my goodness, that Spitfire looks gorgeous. So, this weekend, actually tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, Stuart Wayne from Hobbyking Durafly is going to be on the FT After Hours podcast. So tune in through Periscope and ask a few questions and find out everything we need to know about Stuart, and they're going to be talking about the Durafly Spitfire. I might try and get one in my stocking or under the tree, later on this year. Fingers crossed. Now, you're saying, well, wait, you're talking about Spitfire, you haven't flown the P40. I was all ready to fire the P40 up the other day, and as I was checking some stuff out, I noticed a few issues. Some of the decals have started to lift off the surfaces, so I got to go back over this plane with the iron and get it all settled, but I'm ready, I think, to fly it. I just want the conditions to be just right to fly it. Saturday looks like there's 30-kilometer-hour winds, so I don't think that's really going to happen, but I'm close, really close. So please do turn into the podcast, so we're going to talk about everything from Durafly and Hobbyking and have a good time learning a little bit more about Stuart. So next weekend is Christmas, and I'm looking forward to that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a podcast, a Friday flying update on that Friday, because, well, I'm probably going to be one worn out dad after playing with my son and everything, having a good time with the family. So if I don't, well, then I'm going to take this opportunity to wish my friends and family and everybody who say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to the rest of you. Have a happy holiday. Thank you for the subscriptions this year. 2015 has been an amazing experience, and I'm looking forward to everything we're going to accomplish in 2016. So stay safe. Have a wonderful time. See you at the field. Thank you.